Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Welcome to today's session. One online here. Okay. Hello. Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us this afternoon on today's session. Thank you. If you're online, please could you post in the comment section? Let's know where you are joining from. Let's know where you're joining in from. And please share the link. Share the link with everyone. Share the link with everyone. Let them be a part of this very interesting conversation around our health as parents, around our health, how to take care of ourselves. Please. Oh, thank you so much. Wow, thank you. Welcome, Kendi. Welcome, Dr. Joy in the building. Kendi from Bristol. You missed my voice. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Joy. All right, please let's drop in. Let's know where you're joining in from, and please do well to share. Put on your status, put on your timelines, anywhere you can put it. We have an amazing guest online, and I'm sure you'll be itchy to listen and hear her speak. She's my personal fitness coach. I mean, she's someone that can run to like see I'm eating and it's as if it's adding more fat to my body. What do I do? So I'm so glad. It's such an honor for me to bring her here. She's a woman of timber and caliber. She's a busy woman, but she just had to give us this time because of the love she has for us. And I do not take this for granted. She's the senior girl of TIP UK. Imagine bringing a whole senior girl. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Joy. Adejoke, you're welcome. Thank you. So before I bring our guest speaker online, I would just like to do a quick run through of parents supporting parents in the UK. I'd like to run through what we do and what we do in PSP and how you can benefit from some of our programs and some of our events. Um, just a moment, please. Please let me know if you can see my screen. If you can see the PSP logo on your screen, please could you confirm that you can see it? Thank you. Yes, thank you. All right. So I start. Parents supporting parents in the UK. Our vision is to empower Nigerian parents in the UK to thrive in a diverse society while raising wholesome families and fostering a sense of community. And if you look at the important words there, raising wholesome families and fostering a sense of community. And our tagline is supporting each other, raising strong families. That's exactly what we are doing, creating a community where we can support one another to raise awesome family. I mean, if you've been in the UK for a while, you know that people have lost their family as a result of relocation, and that's because they are not privy to some vital information. So our mission is to provide a supportive and inclusive environment where Nigerian parents in the UK can share their experiences, where they can access resources and build a network that promotes mutual learning and holistic well-being for themselves and their families. And this we have done through collaboration and advocacy. Our aim is to equip the Nigerian parents with the knowledge and the tools needed to navigate the challenges of parenting. Thank you, darling. To navigate the challenges of parenting in a new country. Parenting on its own is tough. Now, parenting in another country whose values are quite different from ours. So it's even tougher that way. So what we do is we try to provide tools and knowledges for people to navigate through challenge. We don't want you to learn from your own experience. We want you to learn from knowledge. And so at the moment, in fact, I need to update this. We have over 650 members. And if you are not yet a member, our door is open. I'm going to show how you can join the link to join the WhatsApp group. Our values are respect, empathy, mutual support, education, advocacy, and community engagement. And over the last 1 year, we've had several webinars on different topics: skincare, safeguarding, education system, how to find yourself in the business of life, how to build strong financial foundation. In fact, that particular topic has been a life changer. And I'm glad to announce to you that we are having that session again in January. It's good to start your year knowing how to plan, how to manage your finances. Then this if are not most of these are not even upcoming any longer. So we've had conversations around girls, how to raise confident and empowered girls, how to raise girls who can survive and navigate anywhere. And we've had conversation on how to give and receive sexual satisfaction. So our webinars are all round. It covers both the marriage, family part, it covers parenting, it covers personal life, finances. So I mean, it's all encompassing. And hopefully, by God's grace, next year we'll definitely do more and expand into different other topics. We'll talk about insurance, how you can get mortgage and all the likes. So our other activities include intercessory prayers, we have Bible clubs on Wednesdays, we have prayer meetings, we have monthly webinars, we have charity programs, and quite a whole number of other things we do. Thank you so much. So if you like to be a part of the group, if you are not yet one, you can Yes, you can scan this QR code if you're interested in joining us. Scan this QR code, but it's only restricted to UK numbers alone, just so we can know that we are all in the UK, and also for security concerns, we restricted it to UK lines only. So if you know, if even if you're not in the UK, I know someone in the UK that would benefit from this, please do well to share the link with them. Thank you so much. And now I'm going to bring up on stage our one and only guest speaker. She's ready for us. I'd like to bring on stage Dr. Yemisi Femi-Pius. You're welcome, Dr. Yemisi.
Thank you so
And
much.
you have the stage.
Ah, Thank you so much, TK Concepts. Thank you for supporting parents in the UK community. It's really an opportunity and a privilege to be here, and it is such a vibrant community. And I just thank all the admin and the brain behind this community, because it has really been transformational, if you know what I mean. When she mentioned some of the webinar, the webinar on the Millionaire Challenge that has revolutionized my finances. Like, so I'm a testimony of the power of the webinars, how just one webinar has changed everything around the finances around. So thank you so much for doing this. Thank you for that sense of community. I do not take it for granted an opportunity to present today. And yeah, so today I'm just going to be talking to us about health and fitness as parents and some of the key pillars of health in, in broad sense, because I mean, health is quite broad, but I'm going to focus on three core pillars that at least you can take home from today and say, I'm going to start working on this. So that is my goal. So why is it important that we're healthy as parents? Because this is parents supporting parents. So I'm going to be looking at the perspective of parents to children, but yeah, so that we can put that in context. The truth of the matter is that our health is wealth. And I know we've heard that over and over and over again. Health is wealth, health is wealth. But I think sometimes we take it for granted. It is Robin Sharma that said, good health is the crown on the healthy person's head that only the sick person can see. Good health is that crown on the person that is healthy that only the sick person can see. What does that mean? When you're healthy, you take it for granted. So it's people that are not healthy, they're like looking at you, I'm like, oh, this person is healthy. So the fact that you're healthy, oftentimes you do not see it and you take it for granted. So it's important that we appreciate the fundamentals of health. Health is wealth. People talk about four pillars of a good life. They talk about health, they talk about wealth, they talk about relationships. So whether, I mean, spiritual relationship, familial relationship, romantic relationships, any form of those relationships. So relationships, and then they talk about happiness. So you can see that health is a core to life. Without health, really, I mean, you're going to struggle. And as parents, health is particularly important for us because we need to engage with our parents and we need to be present. A healthy parent is the one that can engage and do, all that needs to be done to raise kings, to raise reliable and responsible children. For those of us that are in the Intentional Parenting Academy, we know that as parents, we are called to be destiny shapers. We are called to raise kings. However, it takes work. It takes dedication. It takes energy. If you don't have energy as a parent, you're going to struggle to do the work you need to do to raise those children. Another thing that being healthy does is it models positive behaviors for a family. Back in 2000, my brother died. That's my only brother. So we're a family of 5, 4 girls and 1 boy. My only brother died. And so it was a sad event. I mean, it was quite sad, but I just wanted to point out what the outcome of that event and how that has shaped my life. So my mom, of course, the only boy, it was quite traumatic. So in trying to channel her grief, she found solace in fitness, aerobics, and she went all in. I think, apart from the fact that she lost a son, she went all in aerobics, and she lost so much weight that she had to change her wardrobe. Like, it was that drastic, as in she couldn't go back to start wearing her clothes. And from there, she developed a love for fitness and aerobics. So my mom swims 3 times a week. She goes to and then she learned how to swim in her 50s. So this was 2020. My mom is 75. So I think she was about 51 when my brother died. That's in the year 2000, sorry. She learned how to swim at the age of 50. So for those of us that in the Intentional Parenting Academy in Asako, and coach says, you should learn how to swim, and you are probably thinking, oh, I'm too old. No, there's nothing like that. You can actually do it. She learned how to swim. She joined a fitness group. She started leading the aerobic session. And so she began to model health and fitness, even the kind of food we're eating, to all of us. Mind you, I'm a medical doctor by training. At that time, I was already in medical school. So I was in year 3 in medical school when my brother died. But I was not that inclined to health and fitness. So yes, I know that eventually I learned about health and fitness, but that drive to be healthy, that drive for fitness came from my mom. I'm telling you. And that is how we all are, the rest of my 3 um, sisters. So you are not only, when you are a healthy parent, you are not only, you not only have energy to raise your children, you are also modeling positive behavior and you are leaving a legacy. And that is my mom's legacy now. And that's why I'm here. Trust me. Yes, I'm a medical doctor. I know all about health and fitness, but the passion for fitness, it came from my mom. It came from my mom. And you see my mom at her 70th birthday, the way she was dancing, people were amazed. I mean, they were in awe. It's like she looked like a 50-year-old woman. No paint, nothing. So, and I see that every day, and I'm like, come on, Yemisi, what's your excuse? I don't have any. So you're leaving a legacy for your children. Your children won't struggle. So anytime I kind of know, no matter what it is, health and fitness is key and is core for me. Also, it helps to build resilience when you face life challenges. That's the truth. Life is ups and down. Life is ups and down. It comes. But when you are healthy, you're able to build resilience. You're able to stand strong and face things. I see a lot of people say, oh, I'm tired, I'm having backache. Oftentimes, it's because we are not prioritizing our health. Oftentimes, it's because we are not prioritizing our health. If you prioritize your health, you realize that you're able to, even when you face, tough and challenging situations, it doesn't affect you. It's like water on the back of a duck. It just rolls off. I've worked in very challenging organizations. I've worked in the development space back in Nigeria, where we are chasing targets, donor-funded projects. For people that are familiar with some of those settings, they give you a time to deliver on a project, and you see us running up and down just to meet those targets because it's donor funds, so you have to account. Very stressful conditions. Sometimes you wake up early, you are at night trying to just see, and you are getting other people to do the work. And even one of my managers from the US came and said, Yemisi, how come, as in nothing faces you, like you're always bouncing? I say, sir, I wake up in the morning and I've done my own stress, but it's a good form of stress. I exercise every day so that no matter what life brings at me, it doesn't move me. Like, I'm good. And so we'll talk about some of the pillars of exercise, of health, which is exercise. But I'm just saying, it makes you resilient. Some people are climbing stairs and they say, oh, my back, my leg. It's because you are not prioritizing health. And I will begin to talk about it, especially for us as parents, because I won't believe most of us are in our late 30s or in our 40s. The things you took for granted when you were much younger, you can't do that now because the years are rolling by. And so you need to prioritize your health. Some people say, oh, I'm old, so I'm feeling, I'm aging, that's why I cannot exercise. No, you're aging because you're not exercising. Let's not mix it up. The reason why you are feeling the way you are feeling is not because, or you can't exercise, because you are getting older. No, you are actually getting older because you are not exercising. So if you want to maintain your youth, if you want to be forever young, please prioritize health and wellness. Prioritize fitness. It should be a non-negotiable. Remember, I talked about the 4 components of a good life. There's no way nobody will not talk about health in the 4 components of the good life. Some people say 3. Some people say health, wealth, and relationships. But anyhow you want to categorize it, health must be there. So, having said that, what are some of these key pillars? The first one is nutrition. And this one, I can spend the whole 2 hours on this topic. That's how passionate I am about nutrition. I can spend the whole 2 hours on nutrition. Why? Because food is your body's energy. That's how your body gets energy. Oftentimes people went in the because I'm into health and fitness. I also help people with weight loss and all that. A lot of people are, oh, just give me I've been exercising, I've been doing this, and then they neglect food. I'm not eating that much. Oh, really? Are you sure? Some people say, oh, I just go to the gym, I've been doing exercise. I'm not saying. I like these quotes. You cannot out exercise a bad diet. You cannot out exercise a bad diet. No matter how much you stand in the gym, you cannot out exercise a bad diet. So nutrition is key. We talked about the three pillars. For me, nutrition is the primary one. Exercise is important, and you hear the third one as well. But nutrition is key. So at every point in time, it's like a three-legged chair. You must make sure that everything is balanced, and this one is number one. So you need to prioritize what you eat. Don't just eat anyhow. I tell people, how can you just eat anyhow? You can't just eat food anyhow. You need to be mindful about your food. Mindful. Because it is energy. There are two key resources that you have that if you know how to manage it, you can never go wrong. Time and energy. We know that life, in fact, your time is your life. So if you don't know how to manage time, your life is going away. Energy as well. If you don't know how to manage energy, if you don't know how to generate energy on demand, you can't accomplish anything. Go and look at the very successful, those people that we consider successful, the billionaires in the industry. Go and look at their schedule. You can't. Their schedule, they schedule their time per 15 minutes. And at every point in time, they have something that they are doing. In fact, they tend to have this sense of, they say they are kind of hypomanic. They have so much energy. That's the only way to sustain that kind of lifestyle. So if you want to be successful in any area, you must have energy. If not, you will always be tired. You will always be frustrated. You will not enjoy what you are doing. It will always be a struggle. So nutrition is key. And when we are choosing food, let us prioritize whole and healthy food, healthy fats, protein. Now, I'm going to talk a bit about protein here because most of us are women, even though I heard that there are men on PSP, but oftentimes, I think the comments I see, I'm not sure I've seen any man. Please, apologies to the men if I've missed you out. Most of us are women. Now, when it comes to women and our hormone profile, you know that there's something called menarche, that's the start of the period, and menopause, the end of your period. As you get older, in your 35, 40, you are approaching what we call menopause. So you are perimenopausal. The hormonal profile begins to change. That's just physiology. Now, the impact on that is that you start to lose muscle. It's called sarcopenia. For those of us that like big grammar, it just means your muscles start to dwindle. You start to lose muscle cells. And the older you are, the more muscles you start to lose. So that's it. Also, you also start to lose some bone cells. That's osteopenia. And so you need to prioritize protein when you're eating because you're losing muscle. That's one of the reasons. That's not the reason, but you're losing muscle. So as women, we need to prioritize protein. So when you want to eat your meal, make sure you're prioritizing protein. The second thing is that hydration. A lot of people, I think I met someone that said they don't drink water. I said, what do you drink? They drink every other thing, fizzy, juice, Coke, and all that. I don't drink water. I'm like, wow. Do you know that sometimes dehydration masks as hunger? Sometimes you are not hungry, you're dehydrated, and then you get to eat. So if you stay hydrated, then you know when you are truly hungry. Hydration is, you cannot overemphasize. Your body is made of 70% water. So please, hydration is key. Now, look, you can see that picture I put there. I try to depict when you're eating, make sure your plate is balanced. I have never been a proponent of don't eat any kind of food. No, food are not good or bad. No, I don't believe in that. I always believe in moderation. So even if you are going to eat carbs, make sure that you have veggies, make sure you have protein. Remember, I said prioritize protein, but make sure your meal is balanced. In fact, the more colorful your plate, the better. Somebody says, "Oh, I don't like this food. They don't taste nice." Who says that? Who says that? Yeah, somebody says they buy protein seeds and add to my smoothie. Absolutely. There are protein powder there that you can use, add to your smoothie. You can use Greek yogurt in your smoothies because Greek yogurt is very high in protein. So there are ways around it. My point is that when a mind is willing, you will find 1,001 ways. When you are willing, when you really desire to do something, you will find a way around it. You will do the research. You will know the ones that you can eat. We are too quick to say, "Oh, this one I don't like it. It doesn't taste good." You can prepare healthy meals and they can taste absolutely fabulous. All you have to do is just be willing. The third point, processed foods and sugary snacks. That is the one of the number one killers, in our society. According to the Global Burden of Disease study, it says poor diet is responsible for 11 million deaths every year, which is the same as smoking. So anytime you see somebody smoking cigarette, you're like, in your mind, maybe you are like, this person, they don't know what they are, like maybe their health, how they are affecting their health, or how their behavior is affecting their health. The same thing, anytime you don't prioritize your food or you are not mindful of a diet, it's the same thing. So poor diet and smoking, they're on the same level. Killing people. People are digging their graves with their mouth. And the truth of the matter is that we don't really have any excuse because there's a lot of information out there. So it's not that we don't know, it's just that we don't prioritize it. It's not priority to us. There was a man that said that, I think he was diagnosed diabetes, I think in the early in his years. And he was at an interview and he said that was the best thing that happened to him. And the person was like, "What? Why do you mean?" I said, "Because when he was diagnosed that he had diabetes and he knew that he couldn't do things anyhow, it changed everything about his attitude. He began to be more conscious about what he ate. He began to be more interested in exercise. It changed him. So he said, "I am grateful for the gift of diabetes." Can you imagine? Can you imagine somebody saying that? Because the guy knew that his habits prior to that, if he had continued that way, was probably going to kill him faster than the diabetes would. But we don't have to wait until we get the diagnosis of diabetes before we start to prioritize our health. No. And remember, as parents, we are also setting a legacy for children. Your children are watching you. They are seeing what you are doing. And I tell it, and I tell to everybody, anywhere I go and you hear me talking about it, I always tell it's my mom. I cannot but talk about my mom. My mom is 75 and she's an aerobic instructor. I'm like, come on, Yemisi, what's your excuse? If you see her lifting some weight, you're like, what? So we don't have any excuse. Food. And the truth of the matter is that often that we talked about addiction. We're talking about addiction. We're thinking of drugs. We're thinking of crack. We're thinking of weed. We're thinking of, do you know that food is addictive? Some people are addicted to food. And unlike other illicit substances or harmful substances, you can take those substances away. You can take people away from substances. It's difficult to take people away from food because food is sustenance. So how would they survive? So you see people struggling. They have addiction to food, but they are struggling because you have to eat every day. So you need to know that when it comes to food, you can't just allow anything to go. You need to set the environment up so that you set yourself up for success and your children. They know me in church, they call me Fit Fam. I'm like, I know for those of us in the UK, what I noticed when I first came to UK, when after church service, there's always something to eat after church. Fine. But I realized that very quickly, some of those things that they provide after church, they are not very healthy. So I always advocate, please, can we have fruits? Can we have more fruits? They say fruits. So I'm always like, please, can we have more fruits? Can we have more fruits? so that you create options for people. You need to set up the environment so that you make it easy for your children to choose healthy options. It's not the time for you to go and be buying fizzy drink and all those things and keep it in the house. And some people tell me, oh, it's because of the guests. Which guests? How can I be keeping fizzy drink in the house for guests? No. If you have decided, if you have prioritized your health and you're saying, okay, in this house, we're cutting down on processed foods, you should not keep them around. I'm not saying don't drink these things at all. I say avoid excessiveness. However, because sugar is addictive in itself, when you keep a lot of sugar around the house, your children tend to be addicted to it. That's what I've realized. And it's a war, especially in this environment where sugar and processed foods are cheaper, where they are at every till. They are, when you are checking out, they are there. Your children are pointing at them. So you need to be very, very mindful and intentional about setting that environment. When I go visit people and we are going home, they want to pack fizzy drink for my children. I'm always like, how do I say no, thank you? So some people, when they give, I just tell my children when they come, they know the rule. Even if you have, so I try to say once in a while, thank you, Zobo, very good for your guests. In my house, you drink water. You drink water. I don't have fizzy drinks. If you see fizzy drink in my house, it's because somebody brought it for as gift, and then we try to. So I try to now manage my children's expectations and say, okay, well, you can have more than one a day, and not every day, So you have to. You see me, I'll be policing them all over the place. And that I would rather not buy in my house. So you need to tell. In fact, the last time on Sunday winter, somebody was giving my children apple. I just said, please, ma. Please, I don't want to take it. He said, please. I said, please, I don't want to take it because you'll be tempting my children. She now said, oh, okay. Because I didn't know how to say no, because I'm like, there's still one at home I'm still trying to manage. And then you're giving me more out of good. When I go and visit people, I don't take fizzy drinks and processed food to them. I learned this in the inner circle. Under honor is a skill. I don't visit people. I go to people without empty-handed. And I thank TIP for that. I've learned that. So I always go. So even if I'm going to your house, I must go with something. But I will not before now. I will probably go with drink. Even though I don't drink them, I don't like the easy buys. But now I'm intentional. I look for what are the things I know they will need in the house. So things like tissue paper, things like laundry detergent. Then I'll buy fruits that I know every household would appreciate. So that, and I'm also trying to pass a message across so that when you are reciprocating, please do not bring something different to my house. Yes, it is. Yogurt is healthy. But let me just say a quick word about yogurt. As much as possible, unsweetened yogurt is preferred. You can sweeten it with fruits because there are different types of yogurt out there. So some people add honey, they add all manner of things sweetening. So yes, yogurt in itself is healthy. But when they start adding a lot of things, that's why you need to learn to read labels. Oh, I didn't add that on my slides. Learn to read labels. Those of us that are in the UK, we are privileged to be in an environment where most of the things we eat, there's a label on it. Learn to read labels. It doesn't take long. Don't be lazy when it comes to the food. Don't be lazy when it comes to what you eat. So what I noticed that when I turned 40, I started my eyes started. I didn't reading glasses. I've always prided myself to have very sharp eyesight. Anyway, now, but I wear reading glasses. Now, this one is very luxe. That means I can read with it and I can also see with it. But before I got this ones, I had just reading glasses. When I go to the store, because I want to read label, I will go with my glasses. You see me holding my glasses, I'll read. Then I'll take it off. I want to know what is in. All those things we are putting, sauces, all those things. Be checking what is written in it. Go and understand. I don't know how to read labels. Go and ask YouTube how to read labels, how to understand what it means. The amount of sugar that people, they say, oh, this one, they'll say no sugar. Really? There are 151 names. Yes, presbyopia. Yes, that's our eye doctor. Thank you. Maybe brother, sister, Dr. John, how are we going to handle this issue of presbyopia? Is there any other thing apart from wearing glasses? That's just an aside. On a lighter note. So find out. They say allulose, sucralose, corn syrup. Oh, they are all sugar. Yes, Yuka. Yuka is a good app that you can scan and it will tell you what is inside that item that you're holding. Please. Very important. Now, when it comes to nutrition, I said, aim for progress and not perfection. Now, perhaps you've been eating like this. Maybe you've not been prioritizing your diet. And then you want to say, today, after this webinar, I'm going to stop everything completely. That's not, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. Debbie, hi, I see you. It's not going to work. So you need to aim for small steps and gradually replace these things. If not, you are going to, of course, people are going to rebel, people are going to, you're going to probably rebound. So, yeah, but just be mindful. Okay, press lens implants. Oh, really? Interesting. Yeah, something to talk about. Now, when it comes to your family and nutrition, how do you simplify it? Batch cooking. Some people say, oh, I'm very busy. I don't have time. I don't have time. We know in TIP, it's not a parenting plan. There's always time for everything. When something is important to you, there's 1,001 ways. You will find a way. There's always a way. In fact, there's a book called Everything is Figure Outable. So when my daughter says, oh, mommy, I'm like, figure it out. You can figure it out. Everything is figure outable. There's always a way. There's always a way. And that's one thing I appreciate my husband for. Is my mama say I'm solutive minded. He always wants to find a way out of every situation, no matter the challenge. My husband say there's always a way. So what is the way now? Let us find the solution. So you need to find a way around how to eat healthy. You say, because I work on the go, my work is very busy, I'm on the fly. Prep. Sure, we are planning now. For those of us in TIP, we are planning the year, begin to plan how you are going to incorporate this, planning your meals ahead so you can have healthy options. Batch cooking. We can store food. You can get a deep freezer if needed so that you can store food. These are part of planning. So cook ahead, put them in serving sizes so that people don't have to reheat food more than once. Add veggies. There are a lot of roasted veggie packs, all these veggie packs that are available in the stores. You can just get a cup and add it to your food. Just make it a habit. Add veggies. So it adds as bulk. So you can use slow cookers. You can put something in slow cooker from morning, by evening it's cooked, and you can go out and come back. You can do air fryers. So find things that will help you to save time. Now, for children, you say my children they don't like to eat vegetable. There's always a way around it. You can put it in a smoothie. You can put it inside cake. For those of us that are aware of I have the Salad Master cookware. For those of us that know about Salad Master, it's supposed to be a titanium-based cookware and all that. So one of the things that you can do with Salad Master, you can actually make cake in with it and all that. So you can actually grate some of these veggies and put it inside the cake. The child will not know. Blend it in a way that the child will not see it. And then get your children to cook the food. When they cook the food, they tend to eat it. And that's what I've noticed. When you cook your own, they are busy criticizing it. When they cook their own, because they are the one that cooked it, it's just human. They're just human. They will chop it. Yes, okay, yeah. You say she has Salad Master cookware. Yeah. I got that the day, in fact, I watched a documentary that was about 10 years ago, and I saw how the kind of cookware we use leaches into the food that we eat and the impact on our health. I'm like, yeah. So I saved food for it to them back in Nigeria. I bought a set. So get your children to cook. For those of us in the NASA, we know that our children cooking is part of the curriculum. So get them to cook the food, those healthy options, they will eat it. Teach them how to cook it. They will eat it. They oftentimes, because they feel like I made it, they will eat it. Then, now this is the part that when it comes to children, consistency. Have a plan, have a meal plan for your children, especially if you have younger children. Have a meal plan. As you are planning everything, plan your children's meals. Know what they need to eat per time. Have it in, so you have planned it out, and then let them eat meals regularly so their energy is stabilized. If children go hungry, they will just binge on the first thing they see. And if the first thing they see is sugar or whatever, they just eat and eat because they are hungry, because they've not been able to develop that self-control. So make sure you have meal plans for them. You are stabilizing their energy. They are having regular meals so that even when they see something sweet, because they've eaten, they are not likely to want to overeat on it. So when it comes to children, very important. And even for teenagers as well, if you have teenagers, get them to eat regularly. My daughter, when she's hungry, I know she tends to overeat. So I'm like, cake or whatever cannot be the first thing you are going to eat when you're hungry. It's not possible because you're going to eat too much of it. So eat proper meal, just eat a regular meal, then you can have that. Wow, ewedu and veggies in scrambled eggs. Amazing. Amazing. We are learning. Yeah, I put spinach in scrambled eggs. Yeah, if you have a child that does not like veggies, my son doesn't like veggies. You need to think of creative ways to get those veggies in. Just have to find ways. There's always a way around it. Just keep searching. And please, anytime you come across anything that works for you, post it in the parents supporting parents group because we can all learn. Now, so like I said, if you allow me, I will talk about nutrition, but we need to move on because I'm mindful of time and I know people will have questions. So exercise. If you allow me to, I can live here because I love to exercise. My mom has made me a lover of exercise. Now, when you're exercising, sometimes it's very painful, but because for the joy that was set before me, those of us that are Christians, you know that the way you're going to feel when you're done with exercise, that thing drives me like anything. Now, please, for those of us that are from abroad, I think we're all from abroad, there's this mentality that if you exercise, it's because you want to lose weight. Please, I don't know where that came from. I don't know where we got it from. Please, exercise is not about weight loss. Please, if you want to lose weight, it's first and foremost your food. It's your food intake, nothing else. Exercise has a place. I'm not saying it doesn't have a place, but if weight loss is the goal, then it has to start with food. Exercise will help to amplify what you have done in terms of nutrition. For example, if you take protein, because protein has a higher thermic effect, that means you consume more energy to burn protein. Your body is going to burn more protein, use more energy to burn protein. Then that protein is broken down to build the muscles, and the muscles in themselves also they generate more energy. So it's kind of complementary. But if you are neglecting your nutrition and you think exercise is going to be the way to lose weight, it's not going to work. That's why I said you cannot out exercise a bad diet. No matter how much exercise your diet is bad, it's not going to work because it's input and output. The only way you can, the principle of losing weight is caloric deficit. Caloric deficit means you are eating less than you are using. So you can focus on input and output. So input is the food you eat. Output is every other thing, not only exercise, even what we call your thermic effect of food, your basal metabolic rate, the non-energy thermogenesis activities, I think. Non-exercise activity thermogenesis needs. So there are so many things that contribute to output. But when it comes to weight loss, the easiest one in your control is input. So you need to learn how to eat well. I remember a time when I went to my hometown for Christmas. We usually back at home then, we used to spend Christmas with my dad. Myself and my sister were taking a walk on the street. And of course, because we were from the city, we were dressed, and everybody was staring at us like we had two heads because we were taking a walk. I told my sister, see how they're looking at us. And I'm sure they're like, who are these people? Why are they walking on the road? They should have a car. Do you understand? Because they've associated, you're either walking because you cannot afford a car or something. Nobody has ever, where we come back from, exercise is not associated with part of life. But thank God for this environment. At least we see how, everybody is very conscious about exercise. And exercise has 1,001 benefits. Weight loss inclusive. I'm not saying it doesn't help with weight loss, but like I said, if weight loss is the focus, exercise cannot be the only thing you're doing. And it cannot even be the main thing you're doing. It gives you mental clarity. You are sharp. You are sharp. You realize that your thoughts are clearer. When you exercise, you release what you call BDNF, brain-derived neurotropic factor. Let me speak big grammar. Anyway, what does that mean? It makes your mind sharper. You release endorphins. That's the feel-good hormones. You know that high you get after you've exercised. Yeah, that's the effect. That's why I tell people, when people say, what's the best time to exercise? I would always say exercise in the morning. Why? Because it just sets the tone of your day. Like you've released all those chemicals that God has provided to you. You are feeling good about yourself. So you go to work with that mindset. Nobody can bring you down before they even try you. You're on top of your game. I know. And you have to begin to see exercise that way. It's a tool that you have in your arsenal to use to dominate and conquer in this world. So when I wake up when I'm feeling except I'm in pain or something, I just go for a quick, I go for a walk or go do my quick HIIT, high intensive interval training or something. And you see me like, I feel like anything, absolutely, exercise is a potent distressor. That's why if you exercise regularly, and it's a good form of so you use stress, it helps you, even though it's stressful, but it's a good form of stress, and it helps you to distress, so that when you are going through your day and everything is coming at you, bas, nothing moves you, you're not shaking, you're wondering why. That's because you have built that stamina. So you also model behavior. See, everything we are doing, our children are watching us. So we are models. We are role models. They're watching you. How you are prioritizing exercise. You want to model the behavior that you want your children to. Oh, thank you. Exercise is a game changer. I'm telling you, if there's one habit that you want to cultivate, is exercise. One of the good habits, there are few that are key, but exercise, it takes you to another level. It takes you to another level. You're modeling that your children are seeing you exercise, and it's just like every other thing. For those of us that are in the inner circle, we are complaining our children are not reading. Are we reading? We are complaining our children are not journaling. Are we journaling? They are watching you. You are telling for your children that are in maybe Girls Hub or Boys Academy, you are wondering, oh, why are they not? Have they seen you also take TIP that seriously? My children, they know my daily connection tools. They know what it looks like. The other day I was showing him, my son said, oh, mommy, I've not seen this in a while. So I just show them like it's very colorful. When I'm on my system, they just see, not like they really read the tools, but sometimes they'll ask me, oh, is this from your connection to when we're doing something? They say, is this one from Coach Wendy? Or this one is you? I say, this one is Coach Wendy. So you are modeling behavior. So you want your children, you want to set up your children for life so that they won't struggle when it comes to health and fitness. You have baked in, values, you have baked in habits in them that they know that anywhere they go, it won't be a struggle. Those are some of the things. And like, remember I've said health and fitness you can leave it as a legacy. I'm here today, I keep telling you, because of my mom. If not my mom, I probably would have been doing pediatrics or been in core clinical medicine. Yeah. But health and fitness is something I'm passionate about. In fact, when I first came to you, I'm like, lifestyle coaching, that's what I'm going to do. Like I just said, this is what I'm going to do. So, because I just know that prevention, and I've been in public health, prevention is always better than curing. So when people have healthy lifestyles and prioritize health, all these diseases we are seeing, we will not see them. Now, for those of us that are aware, diabetes can actually go into remission. Based on lifestyle, initially we used to think that diabetes was a chronic disease that you can always you always have diabetes. No, they have realized that people's diet, what they eat, is number one when it comes to diabetes, and then of course lifestyle. Oh, Sister Debbie, that's so funny. She said she used to use energy to curb raging hormones. Oh, that's amazing. Absolutely. In fact, thank you for that. Boys, they need to channel that, all those energy, and even girls as well. So it's not only boys. So anything to get your children to love exercise, please do. But it has to start with you. If you don't love exercise, there's no way, except your children are really like sports oriented, it's not likely that they will develop love for exercise, health and fitness. Now, let me say something. Even though I've been talking about exercise, because that is the terminology that a lot of us relate to, I am actually talking about movement. So movement is all encompassing. It's not just exercise as in doing a workout session or going to the gym or doing a home exercise. No, I'm talking about moving. Have you ever wondered, why is it that we have joints? God actually created us to move. You are supposed to move. So it is actually possible that you go to the gym and you come back and sit down at home. For those of us that I work from home, at your desk. And that is actually not good. And you're wondering why. Because you are still not moving. So constant movement. You need to Bake in movement into your lifestyle. We are not the human body is not designed to sit in one place. No. If you go to the hunter gatherers, to the places, there's some places in the world that are called blue zones where people live to be 100 and above, and they've noticed some common trends. Those people are always moving, gardening, walking up and down to visit people. They don't sit still. So please, I'm not saying exercise like to the gym alone. Yes, to the gym, it has its place. But movement, walking is one of the most underrated exercise. That's taking a walk. That's something that we have lost completely. If you think about the olden days, people walked everywhere. Now, technology and advancement, we now have things that move us everywhere, and then we've lost all that. So, movement, so walking, you must walk. Oh, don't go to the gym and say, I've done my exercise for today. No, you need to move. Use technology for your advantage. I know a lot of us have bought Echo Dots thanks to TK Intentional Parenting Journey webinar. So we know the power of technology. Tell Alexa to tell you when to time to move, to remind you, to set reminders. Exactly. Even you can, instead of driving to work, absolutely. Instead of driving to work, walk. This Black Friday deal, for me, I had things to buy for Black Friday. Part of Millionaire Challenge, they've taught us how to, we take advantage of deals so that we don't overspend. Was to get Fitbit. I wear a Fitbit, is an exercise tracker to that I track my steps for my children. So I got them at Black Friday deals, the two of them, they're in secondary school, so that they can track their steps. So I bought them tracker in the past because it's not Fitbit, and because of course it's the quality is not as high. They're like, mommy, want Fitbit. I said, okay, I'll get you Fitbit. So now I've bought them Fitbit. Every day I told my son 10,000 steps, because he's a boy. I know he can do it. I know he's even doing close to that because he takes a bus to school and then he walks around in school and all that. But just for him to get to the habit of tracking his steps, that tracking, what you don't measure, you cannot manage. So they get into the habit of tracking it. I bought it for them. My daughter, her own is still here, and I told her, come and set up your Fitbit. It came 2 days ago. It's still there. She has not even woken up to it, but it's okay. We'll get there. So anything to encourage them. So I told my son, you get points for walking, and then after so many points, you get £1, and we're trying to negotiate how much it is that he's going to get. But because for me, one of my core values as a family is health and fitness. Health and fitness. So I bake it in, I build it in, I encourage them, I do anything I can to make sure that they do it. So use technology. There's so many things you can use. So there's no excuse. Even if you work from home, set an alarm so that you can move. For those of us that work from home, now I've gone to meetings where people are having treadmill desk. We're having a meeting and somebody's working on the meeting. I'm like, hey. I've heard about it, but I'm like, when I saw it live, I'm like, no, I have to add it to my list. So get a standing desk, get a treadmill desk. You can plan for it. It doesn't have to happen now, but you can plan, because health is priority for you. If you know that you absolutely find it difficult to even find time to move, right now in the north, I don't know which part of UK you are in. I stay in the Wirral near Liverpool. It's stormy. Like, even if you want to take a walk right now, I will not advise anybody, because the wind can even push you. So there's times when things like that happen. You can walk around the house, you can pace around the house. But this walking, you must walk. Don't sit still. Don't say I've gone to the gym, so I've done my exercise for the day. No, move. Movement is key. Movement is key. So I've given ideas: walking, yoga, anything. Find what you like. Don't give an excuse. Me, my own is, I don't like exercise. I don't like gym. There must be something that you like. It might be golfing. It might be swimming. How would you even know when you have not tried it out? Try it out. Walking. In fact, that walking, the way I've done it, I walk in the morning, I walk at night. At night, I use it. I walk with my husband. We use it for our catch-up time and gisting time. So my children say, Mommy, are you not working today? We're working today. So we'll go on a walk. We'll go on a walk. That way we are combining two things. We're walking and then we're doing catch-up time. For those of us in Marriage Seal Academy, Couples Conclave, that's something we also do. Gisting time every day. They say 1 hour every day. We're getting there. But that has helped me to be able to combine those two, to work and then to gist. So I said, it has to be a habit. Movement has to be a habit. Find ways, and for your children as well. There's Now, often that people come with this excuse of there's no time. There's always time for everything. Workout doesn't have to be 45 minutes in the gym. No, it doesn't have to be. It's a narrative that we have been sold to. You don't have to work out. You don't have to go to the gym to work out. You can work out at home. Gym has its role because the community encourages you. You find trainers that help you to make sure you are doing things the right way so you don't get injured. So I'm not saying I've always subscribed to gyms. It's just because I just moved to this part of the UK and there's no gym around me. The nearest gym I have to drive, and I don't like to drive to gym. I like to walk. So for now, I have decided to do my exercises from home. So walk, like somebody say, yes, YouTube. That's all. Leslie Samson. That's walk from home. There's this guy, Get Fit with Rick. Get Fit with Rick will tell you 3,000 steps in 15 minutes. So if you're that kind of person, like your own is time. It will tell you how many steps you can take in a particular amount of time. So you can block 15 minutes out twice a day. If you do 15 minutes and you get 3,000, another 15 minutes you get around 2,000, let's say 5,000 steps in that session. Then plus you're moving up and down. You are almost hitting it. So the recommendation, a lot of people hear 10,000. Yes, it came from Japan because it was actually a marketing strategy. But what the research and studies have shown is that about 7 to 8,000 steps a day is good. Beyond that point, arguably, some people argue, there's a book out by a researcher that says you should actually walk up to 15,000. But I think if you can aim for 7 to 8,000 a day, that's good. I aim for 10,000 just because I want to be sure I'm hitting it. I feel like if I say 8,000, then some days I might not hit it. So I aim for 10,000. But my point is start small. Even if you are not doing 8,000, start with 3,000, start with 4,000. Start tracking your step. I don't have a tracker. It's not an excuse. All phones have, you can download app, Grow with Joe. You can download an app that monitors your step. Oftentimes you carry your phone around. If dance and lose weight, if you know that you will not carry a phone with you, then begin to plan for a tracker. Find one that might not be so pricey, and then plan to buy a better one. What I've noticed with those ones that are not so pricey is that they don't last for a while, and then their counting steps is not accurate. But if you get something like a Fitbit or different app, iPhone, all these ones, yeah. But my point is that it's important to me. Even when I was back home in Nigeria, when I used to travel out of the country, the things I used to buy were my training shoes, my trackers, my exercise clothes. Those are the things I used to buy, like of necessity. While other people travel and buy other things, this is what is important to you. If it's important to you, you will find money for it. There's always money for everything, as long as it's important to you. And then the value and the premium you put on it. What is the value of constantly having energy? What's the value of being able to play with your children without back pain? What is the value of being able to dance and jump around with your grandchildren? It's priceless. Really, it's priceless. I can't put any amount on it. So anything that will make me get there, why not? I'm ready to invest in it. Get your children involved. Outdoors, we are planning Christmas events, and make sure that you incorporate movement as part of your activities. Even if you cannot go out, you can do family dance party just to get your children to move, encourage them. You can go on, for those of them that are sports inclined, encourage them to pick a sport in school that they would want to develop and grow interest in. My daughter plays basketball. My son, he used to play football, but he has stopped. Now, I told him he has to find one that he must do. He said he has not found any. We are still having those conversations. But now I bought him a tracker. Now I've told him he has to start giving me 10 push-ups. So we are gradually working. He has done one. Then we'll gradually build up to 10 push-ups any day. I'm always looking for a way to get him to move. So that's me. So even though he said, Mommy, did you play sport as a child? I said, no. He said, no, not everybody has to play sports. I said, I agree. But you have to make sure you're moving. You must channel this energy somewhere else. So there's always a way out, no matter the barrier. Even if you don't have time, 10 minutes. There's nobody that does not have 10 minutes. Even if you are working shift, there's 10 minutes break. Yes, you can 10 minutes. You can quickly find 10 minute exercises that you can do. If you need to go, when I go and ease myself, when I go and use the toilet, when I flush the toilet, I will do 10 squats. I will count before the water. When you flush, the water fills up. Before the water filled up, I finished my 10 squats. In fact, I will do 10 regular squats and then do 10 pliés. That's bouncing one. And I'm done. Imagine if you do that every time you go. Remember, we're hydrating, we're drinking water. So there's no way you will not go and use the toilet. You use the toilet like 3 or 4 times or 5 times a day. There's no way. There's always time. There's always time for what is important. You will find time. Find somebody to partner with. If your spouse is not interested, find a friend that can join you and encourage you. Partner up with somebody and say, like, can you be my exercise or fitness buddy? You know, even if you don't live in the same area, we have apps. There's an app called Fit On. Exactly. Fit On. You can actually broadcast. You guys can be seeing each other doing the exercise together if you have Fit On, and it's free. Oh, not the paid version. I don't even have the paid version. Free. So there's always a way around it. That's my point. Anything that is important to you, you will find time for it, and you will find a way around it. There's always a solution. It's only when you're not interested or when it's not of value to you or you have not put premium on it, then you begin to make excuse. But I trust that because we're in this community, we are being encouraged, we are seeing what other people, we're bringing people to help us, to encourage us. So please, for me, that is it. Everybody must move. Let's stop this narrative of being sedentary, and then people are 50, 60 years old, they are growing old. Yes, virtual exercise body. No. So that 80, 90, 100, you have seen some of those YouTube videos of 90-something people. There's this lady I watched. I think she's about 90. She came on one of those African shows, an American show, sorry. And she could do a full split at 90-something years. I said, no, yeah, we see this is, you know what they call old age crush. How do people say those things? Like, this is the goal. You know, there was this other lady, she came on one other American show. The lady could do push-ups. She could do one-hand push-up at 70-something, maybe 80-something. I'm like, what? That is strength. But it didn't happen overnight. These are people that have committed to daily habits. But beyond all that, you feel good. Like, you want to enjoy the later days in health and vitality. Imagine putting all the work, putting all the hustling and all that, and then you're old and then you can't even enjoy all that you have worked for. That will not be our portion, God forbid. So we need to begin to put, the things in place. Now, sleep. This one is very dear to my heart because I used to be very guilty of this. Sleep is one thing that most people cheat on. That's sleep and I foot rest. Yeah, because it's not just sleep, but primarily sleep. Why? Sleep is not just we are sleeping. The way God has designed our body, this sleep is when we repair, you rejuvenate, and you recharge. Your body, God has designed your body so that it's when you are sleeping that things are put back into place. So anything that is trying to go wrong, most times those corrections happen while you are sleeping. When you do not sleep, it's a form of stress. When you are chronically sleep deprived, it's a stressful condition. So you need to know. Yeah, somebody says, oh, but I'm running shift and all that. I agree. Sometimes your sleep pattern becomes altered. But even at that, you can still find. Remember I said there's always a way. There's always a way. So even when you work at night and you come back during the day, how do you make sure that you prioritize your sleep? How do you establish your sleep routine? Having back-to-back shift for me, is actually a disservice to yourself and disservice to your body. Remember, for those of us that are Christians, our body is the temple of the Holy Spirit. If you're a Christian here, and whatever you believe, you need to recognize that this is the body that you have. There's no other body. You're not going to have, there's no extra one, so I'm waiting for you. This is the body that you are going to live in for many years. So you need to also give it some attention and give it some value. So having back-to-back shifts, constantly because you're trying to make ends meet. Sometimes I question some of those things. What exactly are we looking for? What exactly are we looking for? Yeah, I understand that sometimes maybe the face of life, the demands are high, yes. But that should not be the norm. That should be the exception and not the rule. Quickly, we should adjust our schedule to come back to when we're able to rest. That's how God has designed it. So make sure you establish a bedtime routine. Try and sleep at the same time every night. It might take you a bit of a while because it's a habit that you need to develop, but you can plan towards it. You can begin to. I used to tell Alexa would tell me when is the time. Sleep night routine. Yemisi, it's time to. You now be telling me things I need to do every night so that I can shut down. So set reminders. Try and get everybody in the family to also be on board to have a night routine. We have routines for our children, but we don't have routines for ourselves. So there's this concept called 3-2-1 when it comes to improving your sleep. 3 hours before you sleep, stop eating. So all your meals should end 3 hours before you sleep. So if you sleep at 9, you should aim to stop eating by 6. If you sleep at 10, aim to stop eating by 7. 2 hours before you sleep, no more fluids. Stop drinking water, because if not, you are going to wake up at night to go and pee. Except that doesn't bother you. And then 1 hour before you sleep, stop screen. 3-2-1, it actually helps. You will sleep better. If you are struggling with sleep, you will sleep better if you adopt that routine. Remember I said, when we're talking about this thing, we're not talking about perfection, we're talking about progress. Start small, but begin to be mindful of your night routine and begin to prioritize sleep. If you cannot limit screen, maybe because of work, try and get blue light blocking glasses, sorry, Dr. Joy, Abi? Blue light blocking glasses, so that all these are devices that are emitting LED, they are affecting our circadian rhythm. So your body normally secretes melatonin when it's time to sleep so that you can rest and sleep and have a good night rest. But when you are on devices, these LED lights, they stop the secretion of melatonin and you find out that you don't even sleep well, including blue light. So, sorry, what I meant is that including lights in your room. Some of these devices, and it can penetrate through your skin as well, but it's actually better. I mean, your eye is the primary way it affects you, but it actually can penetrate through your screen. So if you are one that you always keep a lot of gadgets in your room, please, room should be, find somewhere else to charge most of these things. Let's keep them outside of your room. It actually helps your sleep. Now, aim to sleep for 7 to 9 hours. People say, where will I find the time? When it's important to you, you find the time. And sleep 7 to 9 hours means that, you actually get to bed on time. This fitness, I think I'm going to do somebody has told me to do something about it. So for those that have fitness trackers, it's not just to track steps. So these trackers track a lot of things. If you didn't know, they actually track your sleep. Most trackers do. If you have a modern day tracker, except it's an old one, they track your sleep. They tell you how much deep sleep you take. When you sleep, there are different stages of sleep. There's deep sleep, there's REM sleep, and then you are partially awake. They say aim for 90 minutes of deep sleep. If you go to your tracker and go and check your sleep, it will break it down for you. How many minutes of sleep, deep sleep? They say aim for 90 minutes every night. In fact, I was listening to a guy, because I'm very, very big on health and fitness, so I subscribe to courses and all that. He's saying 150 minutes. I'm like, wow, I have not even started. REM sleep, aim for 90 minutes. So you realize that even that 7 hours, so you can actually check your sleep quality. Your tracker will tell you your sleep quality. It's not only your steps. Assess your sleep quality. It will tell you. It will tell you your HRV, your heart rate variability. Now, heart rate variability is a factor to how rested your body is, how well your body is prepared for the next day. So be checking your HRV score. If you have a Fitbit, your HRV score is there. It tells you, so you can begin to say, oh, last night my score was good. 2 nights ago, it wasn't so good. You begin to see trends. I'm like, okay, so why was this like this? You begin to identify some of the things you are doing that is not actually helping you, because really data doesn't lie. When it comes to health, data doesn't lie. Your body will be speaking. And these devices have come to help us actually, so that we can track and measure some of these things. So check your sleep quality. Be sure you are sleeping well, because you say I slept for 7 hours, but you are feeling somehow. Yeah, it's because you actually did not have deep sleep. You were tossing and turning during the sleep, So you begin to ask, so why is it that even though I'm sleeping for 7 hours, I don't feel rested? You need to check sleep quality. And the things that are helping to improve sleep quality, I've talked about it. Reduce screen, stop eating food 3 hours, reduce screen, reduce water, have a nightly routine, keep your room cold. If your room is slightly colder, you actually sleep better. Yes, I know it's counterintuitive. For those of us that are warm-blooded like myself, that we like to have everything hot and burning in the room because it's cold, it's a struggle. So what I do is that I put it on. I have a bed warmer, put it on to get into the bed, then I switch it off. Then I put on my duvet so I can, the cold, so that to improve my sleep. Keeping your room in a slightly colder temperature, not too cold, but a bit that you want to put on the duvet is good. It helps to improve sleep. having a nightly routine, having a warm shower, in those things. Find out. There's so many things out there. But I said rest is not a luxury, it's a necessity. You cannot cheat on sleep. It will catch up. It will catch up with you. Trust me. I've had people that have come to church to give testimony of how they were driving and they slept up on the screen, slept up on the steering. And I'm like, God, what is going on? These are people that are taking back-to-back shifts. So I'm like, please, we thank God for your life, but please let us begin to install the right habits. Let's begin to take and prioritize sleep. And for our children, I want to believe that for those of us that are TIP parents, we have screen plans and all that, so our children are not always on the screen. But please make sure that you are also checking your children, because screen is one of the greatest deterrent to quality sleep. If your children should not be sleeping with their devices in their room on no account. Please, their devices should be kept with you or wherever, but not on their rooms. Even when you have screen blockers, trust me, these children are very tech savvy. And their children, they go to school and their friends tell them how they can block your app. It has happened to me before. My daughter figured out my password. So on my phone, I'm saying, oh, her phone is locked. Only for me to realize that she's still on the phone. So her phone shuts down and then her phone comes to me. So she doesn't tip it her phone. You see children doing all-nighters on phone, on social media, on Snapchat. And then they're going to school the next day. How are they going to have a quality time in school? They're not going to have to. And you see that the child is cranky, the child is not doing well, is struggling. They're not sleeping well. So for everybody, let's be mindful. Let's practice mindfulness. Mindfulness is not, a lot of people think of mindfulness is Eastern practice. No, it's not Eastern practice. It's good to practice mindfulness, to settle your mind, to calm your mind. Do you know that when you journal, if you develop the habit of journaling, you tend to, you dump everything on the paper, and then you tend to sleep well. When you learn to calm your thoughts, when you learn to take deep breaths, and you can teach your children. I think it was at the Intentional Parenting Academy Conference this 2024, that there was one speaker that talked about teaching children how to take deep breaths, smell the flowers, blow out the candles, smell the flowers. You can teach them to take deep breaths, to calm down. Please delegate tasks. I think we have learned that you cannot do everything. You need to learn how to delegate so that you can have time to rest. Because often people say, oh, I don't have time, because you are doing everything. Why should you be doing everything in the house when you have children? Teach them so that they can be able to do things for you, and then you can take time to rest. For parents, napping is one exercise that people have underrated. They're actually very helpful. Short naps. You can set a timer 15 minutes. Close your eyes. Some people say make sure you raise your feet above the level of your heart. It helps. And then just have a short high. If you know that you will not wake up, tell somebody to wake you up. Sometimes it's not even just about sleeping. Just shutting down. That shutdown actually helps. And then let's enjoy hobbies. Let's find things that interest us. Everything is not work. Children. Find time for yourself as well. For children, have a bed routine. We've said it. Make sure their environment is calm. Their room should not have devices charging somewhere. Take them out. Those light that those devices are emitting also impacts their sleep. If you have internet router, please, internet router should not be anywhere around where people are sleeping. Those EMFs that they emit affect sleep. So take them away. I want to believe most of us, the routers we have are in the lounge. But please, if you have any router anywhere near where people are sleeping, it affects the sleep. So make sure the sleep area is very nice, calm, and conducive for sleep. Sleep is so important. It's so vital. In fact, in the health and fitness world, they say if you are trying to be fit and you're not sleeping, you're joking. You're joking. People that are bodybuilders, they sleep 8 hours because they know that's the only way. The only time your body builds muscle is when you're sleeping. So when you lift weights, what happens is that you tear those muscle fibers. That's why we say lift weights till failure. When you cannot lift it anymore, you are tearing their micro tears. Those muscle fibers are torn. When you sleep, your body now repairs those muscle fibers, and then they become bigger and stronger. So if you're into fitness and you're like, I want to be muscle, I want to maybe make sure I have muscle, and you're not sleeping well, it's not going to happen. Even if you're eating all the protein, it's in sleep. That's when the body repairs, and then your muscle gets stronger. And I think this is my last slide. So by way of recap, please let's remember the role of nutrition and energy. Nutrition fuels your energy, so you can't joke with what you eat, how you eat, when you eat. Prioritize your nutrition. It's important. Movement. Here, I do not even say exercise. Movement keeps you active and strong. That's in your old age. You are climbing the stairs. Nobody is helping you. Do you know that in the care homes, people that are in the care homes, the reason why they're in the care homes is not because of chronic health conditions. No. It's oftentimes because they are not able to move. They've lost all their muscle power. They've not been exercising. Everything is... We actually move and walk around with muscles. Oh. So when you're great old and your muscles are... remember I said as you age, you're losing muscle cells, sarcopenia. You realize after a while, you start to bend. You start to move your leg, one hand. That's what happens. So oftentimes, it's not the chronic condition that is keeping them there. Is that not having an exercise or not having built their muscles or making themselves stronger over the years, they can't help themselves. If you're a woman here and you're over the age of 35, please, and you want to start exercising, incorporate strength training into exercise. Everything is not cardio. Cardio is good for the heart health. We know that. Cardio helps if you are going to lose weight. We know that. But incorporate strength training, because as you are losing muscle or as you're aging, you are going to lose muscle. So you want to make sure that you are combating that loss by strengthening, building muscle. So strength training, and we have so many different types of strength training. You don't have to lift weights, even though lifting weights is good. It doesn't make you a man. It doesn't make you bulk up. But there are other ways. It's just that you get more results faster when you lift weights. If you are trying to achieve the level of resistance without weight, it's tough and difficult for most people. So lifting weights is an easy way out, and there's nothing wrong with lifting weights. I just said I should put that there. Don't run away from strength training. Don't be afraid of it. You're not going to injure yourself if you do it correctly, and it's good for you. So rest, I've said, helps you to repair and recharge. Please prioritize rest. Prioritize rest. Prioritize rest. You have only this one life, and you want to be healthy and strong for your children because we are parents. So rest is important. Now, one of the things, start small. I've said it. We are not talking about perfection. We're talking about progress. Remember, whatever habit you have built it over the time. If you are going to install new habits, it's going to take time. According to the research of the University College of London, it says it takes an average of 66 days to install a new habit. Now, 66 is average. Some habits take longer. It depends on the complexity of the habit, and it also depends on the frequency with which you do the habit. So anything you are going to start doing now, it's not just going to happen overnight. So you need to give yourself time. But what I'm saying is that let us be aware. Let us start replacing those habits. Maybe out of your 3 meals a day, make sure at least one meal you are eating with vegetables and fruit and making it healthy, and gradually replace it. Start replacing processed foods with healthy options. Make research, find out, start prioritizing sleep. Yes, push-up is good. Yes, it's one of the exercises you can use for strength training. Squats is also good. Lunges, they're also good. So they are body weight exercises. We call them body weight exercises. Yes. So some of my exercise routine, sometimes I do only body weight. Sometimes I use weights. So pure body weight. But the thing about weight training is that there's something called progressive overload. You want to make yourself, challenge yourself more. After a while, your body kind of adjusts. But there are ways to go around it, even with body weights. So make sure that you start small. Involve your family. Make sure you involve your family. And I've put a quote here. I said, healthy isn't a goal. It's a way of living. Remember the 4 pillars of success. Health is one of them. So it's not something like, I want to become healthy, and then what happens after that? It's a lifestyle now. I remembered when I was, when I had my children back 2010, 2012. Yeah. So I said I was going to get back to my pre-pregnancy body weight. That was the goal. And that was in 2020, 2014, 2013, 2014. So first of all, I subscribed to a gym, 1 year membership, annual membership. So I said I gave myself 12 months. I was going to get back to my pre-pregnancy body weight. How did I know it was pre-pregnancy? In fact, it was pre-marriage body weight because there was a particular outfit I had before I met my husband. And I kept that outfit. I had already given out a lot. So I kept that one. I said, I have to fit into this outfit. That's the only way I can know that I'm back to my premarital body weight. And people are like, it's not possible. Once you're, I'm like, what? And I don't like people telling me I can't do something. When you say I cannot do it, that's when I tell you I can do it. I didn't hit that goal, in 12 months. I didn't hit it in 10 months. I hit it in 9 months. In 9 months, I was able to wear that dress. And I took a picture and posted it on Facebook. And I said, this one is done. And then let's move on to the next thing. But I also knew that losing weight is just part of the journey. Maintaining health, that's where the work is. It's a lifestyle, it's a constant thing. It's not, you don't get and you stay there and say, I've arrived. Even if you start doing strength training now and you're in the best shape of your life, if you stop for 4 weeks, in fact, they said 3 to 4 weeks, and you go back and you'll be wondering, is it even me that I cannot live this weight anymore? So there's no, we have arrived when it comes to health and fitness. No, it's a lifestyle, it's a journey. And it's good for you because you are also living every day. So those stressful conditions as they're coming at you, because you have built so much strength, you have built so much capacity, it doesn't affect you. Yeah. So yes. TK, I'm almost done. When she told me it was 2 hours, I'm like, 2 hours, this one is master class. But I'm also mindful of time. Yeah, so I'm almost done. So this is the last slide. So for me, because I'm very passionate about this, I've created a community. I have a free community. It's called Fit and Fab Women's Circle. It's for women in their 40s that are trying to go strong. So we come together as women in our 40s. Somebody says, I'm about to say, reach out to me. Is it only for women in their 40s? Well, let's chat me up. But the reason why I say that is because for women in their 40s, first of all, I'm in my 40s, I can relate. Second of all, I know that a lot of women in their 40s are struggling with this because of they're busy, they're in the professionals, their parents, their mothers, and all that. So yes, we do that. And then I have a paid coaching program. My next course starts in January. So we help you with, like, if you need that initial, let's get started, let's run with you, let's install those habits, and then so that you can continue from there. I also have that. But anyone you decide to go for, I'm committed to doing this. I'm passionate about this. So yeah, thank you very much. Prefer Tinko? Yes, okay. Yes, Fumilayo, yes, let's chat. We can admit you. Let's chat. Yeah, I think that's it. Thank you so much.
Hey, thank you so much, Dr. Yemisi. I mean, it's been real value for my own time. I don't know about you. So please, can we just drop in those fire emojis for Dr. Yemisi? If you have really learned one or two things from this session, can we just say thank you? Let's show how much we love and appreciate her. Can I see those fire emojis? Thank you, Dr. Yemisi. So while she gets a glass of water, if you have any question, please feel free to drop in the comment section. And Doc, please, you share this link with us for your fitness for this
Yeah.
course.
Yes.
Yeah, please feel free to drop on the group.
Yeah.
I mean, some of us need to get back to shape. We've not even done what's it called, pre-pregnancy. You're already doing premarital. At least let's get back to before pregnancy first, before we do pre-marriage.
For me, then that was the goal, and somebody was like,
Yeah,
"You
I
can't
know,
get
right?
it." I'm like, why? And then somebody said, "Oh, but
Yeah,
when you stop it, you're going to go back." I'm like, "Okay, why will I stop doing the things that are working for me? I won't
that's
stop."
true. I think that's the big deal. Consistency is the thing.
Yeah,
Most of us start things, but just being consistent at it. I'm sure you can see the comments. You can see people. Thank
it's
you so
interesting.
much,
Okay, yeah,
ma.
yeah. You're most welcome. Please, yes,
Please, if you
thank you.
have questions, feel free. Thank you so much, Ed girl. Yeah, she's our Ed girl.
This girls, how they call it, tied to her stock.
I mean, stock for life. Okay, I think for me as a question, I'm really skeptical about vegetables in this land. How do you go about it? I see organic vegetables, but not all types are available. How do you even know organic and inorganic?
They usually write it on it. So
Oh,
yeah, they'll
okay.
tell you it's organic or not. So there's something called I think they have some form of quality to be sure that the what they call organic is truly organic. But
Mm.
you can grow your own vegetables from Lion.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
yes, you
Show us the
can.
way.
You can grow your vegetables. I don't grow my vegetables, but you can. In fact, there are so many, how do you call it, like vegetable kits where you can actually buy them and then grow them in your own house. And then so at least you are sure of what you are eating. You can have a vegetable garden. That back garden that we have in our places, I'm sure if you, even if it's a rented apartment, you can have like a trough where you can put sand and you can grow your vegetables. There's so many kits out there. You can find there's a cell, they're called vegetable pods. They come with light and all that. You can grow them, you can put them inside the house. They don't even have to be outside. So you can grow your own vegetables. But for the person out there, I'm like, just start eating vegetables. Like if something says it's organic, I tend to believe it's organic. I tend to believe it. But if you are skeptical, I also appreciate your skepticism. But me, I will eat the vegetable, sha, so that at least I know that I'm eating vegetable. I know that at
Mm.
least 80% of it is correct. So that we don't
Yeah,
allow that to stop us from eating vegetables. But you can look into growing your own garden, having your own garden. It's actually very, very doable. Very, very doable. If you just go online, you will see there are garden pods that you can buy and grow whatever vegetable it is that you want to eat. But if it says organic, more often than not, it should be organic. And I can look into that to find out how the level of maybe quality control they put into it. Yeah. But yes.
thank you so much, Doc. Just to remind us, I think she mentioned quite a number of apps. There is Fit on workouts and fitness app.
Yeah.
Then there is Yuka, so
Yeah.
you can
Somebody mentioned
scan
Luca.
the nutrition, what's
Profile.
it called, profile, yeah,
Yeah,
of whatever you want
macronutrients
to
for what you're
eat.
eating. Yeah.
Yeah, I know there's that. So please, if you like more information about this, Dr. Yemisi is on the group. You could just send her a DM. But please feel free to post this your
Yes, I will. I will.
yes,
I will
yeah,
post
so
it.
so that even pre-40s, please,
Yes. Yeah, I
please,
do. I do. I do. I do bring people that are less than 40. It's just that yeah, we need to. I will need to have a conversation with you and just understand what your goals are. Yeah, because
and some
I
of us
because
need to come for one on one too.
yes, interestingly, because now we have a lot of people below 40 that are perimenopausal. They've been seeing a lot of some women that are less than 40 that begin to have perimenopausal symptoms. They've even seen early menopause in people less than 40.
Oh,
So,
really?
yeah, because menopause is also something we experience in this age. I'm very big on that when it comes to the group of women I talk to. Menopause is something that everybody will go through, so don't run away from it. But you need information and knowledge so that you will know how to combat it. The first thing you can know is that the age at which your mom attain menopause is kind of likely the age you would attain menopause. However, we have seen people that have defied that that equation.
Theory.
I'm just saying, if you
Okay.
want to know when I realized my mom was entered menopause at 47, I didn't know, and I'm like, oh, no wonder. So that means when I was experiencing like some symptoms, I think it was last year. My period has always been like a clockwork. Like I know when my period comes. So when I miss my period and I'm like, I'm not pregnant, I know I'm not pregnant. You understand? But you know, after a while, you
I
start
know
doubting
that
yourself.
feeling.
I went to buy 3 pregnancy kits. Three. You start doubting yourself. Those are like, but I'm not pregnant now. I know I'm not pregnant, but it didn't make sense.
I know that feeling.
Because I was like, no. But I said, oh, your mom your mom was attained menopause at 47. I'm 45 this year. So that means all these things they are saying, oh, they are perimenopausal symptoms. I said, oh, okay.
Ah, okay.
I used to assume she entered menopause in her 50s. I don't know where I got that assumption from.
In fact,
So
until
now,
now, I used to think menopause was 50 plus. And
no.
now I'm marrying 47.
My
Wow,
mom was
interesting.
57. So some people even earlier. So
That
you
might
need
be
to start
another
having those
conversation for
conversations.
another day.
And the reason why it's very important in this particular age group, and that's why I said I focus on the 40s, that there's some symptoms of menopause like anxiety, like depression, that people
Mm,
experience, and they don't even realize that that is what is going on. And they are
mm,
wondering why all of a sudden, you that you have always been savior of the world, I can do all things. When you just you're just like, whoa, it's okay. Everybody will be
mm.
fine. You just lose all the drive, and you're wondering, this is not me. And you probably begin to blame maybe your spouse or the children, not
Yeah,
realizing that you're actually getting to a phase where your hormones they're not
dropping.
gone completely, but there's that imbalance, and that accounts for it. So you need to know that these are so some of the things are expensive. Perhaps it's perimenopausal, and
Mm,
your diet, exercise, strength training, those things are very key to help to normalize, some of the things. There's some kind of food that we call them phytoestrogens that you can incorporate into your diet, like tofu, like edamame. These are food that have they are similar to estrogen. So if they're part of your diet, like walnuts, your body will not even notice like those fluctuations that much.
yeah.
But if you are not aware of these things, you will never know.
Mm-hmm.
It won't even occur to you that, okay, what I'm experiencing is perimenopausal symptoms. What are the lifestyle changes I need to adopt? And then you begin to take it out on your children and your spouse.
Mm. Interesting. Well, please, we're still waiting for questions. If you have any question for Dr. Yemisi, please put in the comment section. And if you want to chat her up privately, I'm sure our DM is open. We are not
Yes,
going to
please
share
send
a
me a
number
message.
here. Our DM is open if you're on the group. So that's one of the advantage of being on the group. You have access to. So let me just show you. If you're interested, you could just scan this QR code or use the link there. And like I said, UK lines only. Um, Feel free to reach out to her, and I'm sure she would be able to help you. Do we have more questions before we round up for today? So, Dr. MC, before I let you go, do you have any closing remark for us before we call it a day? I'm sure it's been value for our time. I thought we'll be able to really expend these 2 hours, but it looks like people don't have questions or they are still typing. I don't know if we should still wait a bit for them.
Oh no, that's fine. I can always
I mean, you
entertain
can
questions.
always bring the questions to the group.
Yes,
So it's
yeah.
fine. We can
Post
always
it on
continue the conversation on the group. So
Yes,
your
okay.
closing remarks.
Yeah, so closing remarks is when it comes to health and fitness, like I've said, it's a way of life. It's something that you need to adopt. You need to make it a priority. So when you prioritize something, you always find time for it. So prioritize health. If you have not, please do prioritize health. Let's develop healthy habits. Let's develop habits that help us to become healthy. Now, when it comes to habit formation, change is one of the most difficult things because we are we are creatures of habit. So something that you have always done, when you want to do something different or stop something, there's going to be that struggle. So, but that doesn't mean that it's not the right thing. It just means that you need support. And so we have the PSP to support you. You can ask questions. I have my community. You can come so we can support you to navigate those changes so that you are not alone, and give it time.
Mhm.
You I tell people that come to meet me. I had someone that said, "Oh, I hear you are doing coaching. I want to lose weight. I want to drop kinikon. Christmas is coming. My siblings are coming. I want to enter the dress." I'm like, okay. When she me talk, I said, okay, fine. When it comes to weight loss, there's something called water weight. We can give you some things that you will drop the weight like sharp, sharp.
Yeah.
But for me, that is not, yeah, that is what you want to do now. But beyond that, even when your siblings leave, you need to develop a habit where you can continue to lose the weight. So and I told her, you've had this body the way you have been like this for 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. You've been in this way, maybe for as long as you can remember. And you are trying to get to a new place. You need to give it time. You cannot expect something that you've had for 2 years, 5 years to disappear in 6 weeks. That's unrealistic.
Yeah.
A lot of us have unrealistic expectation when it comes to health and fitness. We just want to, like, give me a pill. Just give me that something that will just get me there. No. So for me, it's a lifestyle. Be patient with yourself. Be kind to yourself. You
Extend grace.
extend grace, really, yeah. Extend grace. Be kind to yourself. It's a journey, and take it a day at a time. But see, if you prioritize health, every other thing will fall into place.
Mm,
All those struggles you are struggling with getting things done is because you lack energy. Oftentimes, when you have energy, you can do anything. Now that means even at 6 o'clock, you're still there. 8 o'clock, you're still there. And
mm,
then you tend to do things better. All this myth that, oh, the harder I work or the longer I work, the harder. No. Studies have shown that the longer the hours you work, there's a law of diminishing return.
mhm.
So rather than trying to push through the work, sleep, rest, and then pick it up. When
Excellent.
you are rested, you tend to do things faster, you tend to do things better,
Mhm.
you tend to make less mistakes.
Yeah.
That's the truth. So my own recommendation is that just it's changing our mindset towards health, making it a priority, and then start to walk this journey. It's not going to happen overnight. See, when I told you that I achieved my pre-pregnancy weight in 9 months, it was like, that kind of focused, no, like I was like this. It was a lot. Everybody was like, no, this one, leave her alone. No, she's on a mission. And I could do that at that time because of the environment I was in, the situation. It might not apply now. I might not be able to do that if I want to do that now. I'm able to do it in 9 months.
Mhm.
It might take me 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I just gave you that example of what is possible. But then it's a lifestyle and it goes beyond weight loss, please. I keep telling people fitness is not about, because people say, but me, I'm not fat now. I'm okay now. Like, as in, some people are great, genes have graced them.
Yeah.
So they're like, I'm okay. I don't have any. This is the same. This way I've been. My mother is not like this. But then you've seen people that they are quote and unquote in normal weight, and then they have their blood profile. Their blood profile says something else. Yes, and that's another thing. Please do your checks, your annual checks. There's something we call your metabolic profile. Your metabolic
Mm,
profile. These are some things that we will know that you are healthy. Your blood pressure,
mm,
your lipid profile. They do it when you go for your annual checks. So those are the things that will tell you that, oh, yes, I'm actually healthy. It's not about, yes, of course, a person that is overweight, that's also an added layer. But even if you are normal weight, you need to be healthy. And food, exercise, rest, they are key to promoting that health. Other things as well, but I just decided to focus on these three. So I think that's my parting words before I turn it to another lecture again.
I can see that already. Thank you so much, yeah, Dr. MC. Just a quick question on the annual check that you said. Is it the GP that would recommend that, or how does it work here in the
Yes.
UK?
Yes, I think it's yeah, they do send, they send. When I came in here, I got a notification. So I thought it was actually annual, but I think I've been corrected. They say it's once in 3 years. But
Okay,
I did it like
interesting.
2 years back to back. So I was like, okay, what's going on? But if you want to have it annually, you can call your GP and request for it
Okay,
and
so you
say
request for it,
yes.
say you want
But
to have it.
ideally, the system should prompt. The system should tell them that this person has not had a check, these parameters, and they will call you, get an email, a
Is it
text
based
message.
on age, maybe for 40 and above, or could it be?
Maybe it could
Yeah,
be.
okay.
Yeah, but I mean, if you want another check, just call your GP.
Okay, you
And
can request it. Thank you, Dr.
yeah, I think
Joy.
you can call and find out. Maybe it's because I was over 40 when I came in. Shao.
Yeah,
You're right.
so by default, yeah. Okay, no worries. Okay, thank you so much. I think I'll need to request for one. I mean, it's been an interesting conversation. You won't even know we are close to 2 hours because I've learned so much. Like Dr. MC said, you make time for what is important to you. If your health is important to you, you make time for it. And if you are healthy, you'll be able to parent well. You'll be able to excel well at your job. You'll be able to excel
Yeah.
well at every other thing you want to do. So thank you once again, Dr. MC, for your time. And we'll continue. I received my, oh, okay. Thank you. after my 40th birthday. Okay, so I think
Yeah, but I mean, you can
regular
ask,
40th.
you can make inquiries, you can
Yeah,
ask
I'll
your
just
office
I can
as
ask the
well.
GP. Hmm,
Yeah, if
I can
offices
ask
are
them.
doing it, why not?
Oh,
And
okay.
if you need to pay for it, it's okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's your health, it's
yes,
your body,
absolutely, absolutely.
it's your
So you should
body.
have
I mean,
at least minimum is once a year. Minimum. Some people recommend twice a year, but at least minimum once a year.
yeah, because the way people break down in this UK, and like someone said earlier in the chat that a lot of Africans have underlying issues that we are not even aware of
Yeah,
until you come to the UK and suddenly you just say this
yeah,
person broke down, this person slumped, this person this.
yeah,
But they have issues they are dealing with. But we have this way of just masking things. We are
absolutely.
fine until one day person just slump and that's it. Yeah,
Yeah.
so please let's take our health very serious and we'll continue in the community group. So if you are yet to be on that group, that's the link to join. Make sure you join with your UK line and you'll definitely be admitted. Thank you once again, Dr. Yemisi, for your time. I'm sure
You're most welcome.
it was value for us as it was for me. And we see you at the next webinar. Stay glued. That will be communicated on the group. Thank you and enjoy or have a beautiful evening to everyone. Bye.
Bye.